Susan Hough is another from America, from California. However, her lineage and her teacher are from West Africa. Susan was very blessed to have a very, very special and powerful teacher, a tribal woman from West Africa, Sobonfu Some. And Susan is like her African daughter. And I feel they've probably had many lifetimes together. Because Sobonfu was one of those women so powerful, so wise, so strong, and so deeply connected to the West African teachings of the village. And Susan now carries on those teachings in the Dagara tradition and the African medicine wheel. And something else very special about Susan, she teaches all over, and she usually works with teenagers. And she's built 32 wells. I don't know if that's the same word here. There are places, especially in Africa, and she's going to be going up to Tibet and also here at an orphanage in India where they don't have water. So she does fundraising, and the teenagers help her to raise funds to dig a well to the water so the village or the orphanage and the children have water to drink or to bathe with. So Susan's work is very powerful, not only in her teachings, but in her life, her offering. So on that level, as you're about to learn about the African medicine wheel, you're also going to have the gift to feel the heart and the soul of Susan Hough. Let's give her our love.
Before this wonderful woman sits down, I have a little story to tell you about how I got to India. I put out this wish that I could go to India because I didn't have the means to get here. So I kind of sent it out in the world and put it out there and said, okay, if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. I hadn't known that I was being thought of to come here. And Mara, I got this email saying you're going, you can go to India, and I was like, well, how is that gonna happen? I don't know anybody in India. And Mara said, I got you there. And I was like, magic. Magic. And I'm so grateful for you for getting me here.
Well, I need to be clear. I didn't get her here. You got you here. I nominated some people that I thought were wonderful speakers and wonderful at what they do, and we sent it to Thriive and to the team here at the Global Festival of Spiritual Sciences. And it's your heart that got you here.
Well, thank you, Global Festival.
Thank you. Let's all thank the Global Festival of Spiritual Sciences and Thriive, because there's no accident. Every speaker that's here was meant to be.
And I want you to know, it just shows how when you put your intention out there and your heart really wants something, right? It happens.
Magic.
And that's magic.
And I love that with Susan, she's not just coming here and giving to all of us. She came with an intention that when she leaves here, where are you going next?
I'm going to a orphanage about 4 hours from Nagpur, and that needs a water well at their school. So
she's going to go dig a well here in India. Let's give her our love.
Thank you.
Everybody do something fun. Right now, blow her some kisses.
Aww.
Because she said she's never spoken to so many adults. It's usually teenagers. And I said all of you have a teenager's heart. So one more time for Susan.
Thank you. My heart is so full to be here. I have only felt so much at home in any other place was in Africa. And so when I landed here and I saw the beautiful essence of every single person that's come into my contact in this space, it's so much love, my heart blew open. And it's because of you. So I read a book about 20 years ago. And it was about a village in West Africa called the Dagara tribe. And in the Dagara tribe, community is everything, just like here. Do you see you have your village here? And in that community, when a child is born, is what her book said, the women will gather around the woman who is pregnant. And the woman will go into a trance. And the baby will speak through the mother what the gift is that that child's bringing. And when I read that, I felt at home, because I know that every single person in this room has some gift to give to the world that's unique, special, different, fun, all of it. And so through the medicine wheel and through the connection of community and through our hearts, I'm going to take you on a journey of the medicine wheel. And you're going to discover what your clan would be and how you can use that medicine wheel that's inside of you to open you up to your real medicine that you carry into the world. Are you ready to come along with me on this journey? How excited are you about this? So first things first, I want to say a prayer, and I'd ask that you join in this prayer with me. I call upon the spirits of this land. You don't have to repeat it. You just take it into your hearts with me, okay? I call upon the spirits of this land and my ancestors and all of our ancestors. I call in all the divine masters that have walked this earth before us, that have wisdom that we need to come into this space with us and open us onto this journey. I call in all beings, the fire, the water, the earth, the mineral, and the nature, to help us connect with those parts of us that possibly need to be reunited and grounded in our bodies more fully. I ask the spirits to come dance with us today and fill us with your essence and open us to the way we need to truly be in the world to bring out our divinity, our love, and our special gift. Barka, 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 Ashe. That means thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen, blessed be, whatever you want to call it in whatever spiritual tradition you honor. So community is an environment where you can find a heart in each other's soul. So I'm going to make you do experiential things because they're little rituals. So I want everybody to take a partner. And I'd like you to take a partner with somebody you do not know. Okay? So can you partner up with someone you don't know? I need my assistant there, sweetheart. Can you come down here, up here with me? And I want you to watch what we're going to do, because this is about community and connection, and I want you to start feeling what it's like to be connected to your community. You don't even have to know everybody in your community. You don't even have to like everybody in your community, but you have to respect and see the light in everybody in your community, right? So you're going to stand up with your partner. You're going to watch us first, and we're going to show you what we're going to do. So you're going to bow to your partner, and you're going to look at them in the eye while you do this. You're going to raise your hands up. You're going to be close enough that you can put your hand on their heart, and then you're going to put your hand on top of that hand. So you're going to put your hand on top of mine. And then for 3 minutes, you're going to stare in their eyes to truly connect to their essence, okay? Can we do that? So, bow and look at your partners. Raise your arms up, and then put your hand on their heart, and then put your hand on their heart. And then have 3 minutes to look at them. And really look at them. Then bow to your partner again. And then take a moment to hug them, to really feel connected. To know that each of us is the same. To know that each of our hearts are connected, and that love is in this house always. What an amazing adventure we have in this pyramid, right? I don't know about you all, but when I do that, something opens up inside of me that makes me feel so alive and so connected. That if we just took the time to really look in each other's eyes, that's magic, right? How was it for you? Can I have the slides again? Slides. Yes. Pardon me? Yes, it is oneness. To know that we're all connected. So in the Dagara culture, they call it, before you come down and you choose to go to Earth, they say you go into a spirit office. And I bet you're wondering what that means, to go into a spirit office. It's kind of a different word, right? I'm going to the spirit office. Well, what she told me is you're a star. And you're out in the galaxy, and you're waiting to, and you're being called into an office where all the ascended masters, all of your ancestors, all the spirits on the other side are saying, hey, you ready to go to the Earth? We got a job for you. Are you ready? And you get told everything that's going to happen, even that it's not always going to be easy. And they say, are you ready? And we say, yes. And then guess what happens? We get to come in to our mother's belly, and the world starts happening. And sometimes, as you all know, it's not easy. Being in this world is not easy sometimes. We have difficulties. We have struggles. We just don't always know how to do it. But I believe when we're connected in community, when we connect with one another like you just did, when we see that we all are special and unique and that we all have a gift and we're all masters like they tell you here all the time, we can do this. We can go through the difficulties. We can feel through the difficulties. We can get through it, but we don't do it if we're alone. We have to have a village like this, right? You have to have your people supporting you. Would you agree with me? So each person chooses his or her life purpose before he or she is even born. And nobody told you it was going to be easy, like I just said. You have to trust that everything leads you to the deeper calling. Everything leads you to your gift and while you're here. So this gets to the medicine wheel. This is the medicine wheel that the Dagara use. And I love this medicine wheel. It resonates with my spirit, but there's so many ways to have your spirit open up. This is just one of many, and this is just one way to see it. So I'm going to split you into groups, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be an interesting ride because I'm going to let you know what element would be your clan. So that means your clan means you have all of the medicine wheel. That whole medicine wheel is in your body. Every part of it is in there. But you would be put in a clan if you were in the Dagara village. Your clan would be, you would either be a fire, a water, an earth, a mineral, or nature. Now that doesn't mean you don't have those other things going on in you, but that would be where people would come to that clan to talk about what it is that's going on to those people of the clan. And I will explain to you what it is. So if you are born with your last birth year with a 2 or a 7, you would be fire. So how many people have a 2 as their last birth year or a 7? Okay, so we're going to move around in a minute, and all the fire people are going to move to that space there, okay? You don't have to get up yet. I'll do it at once so not everybody's running around. Water here would be a 1 and a 6. So who's my water people? Cool. So last year of your birth year is a 1 and a 6, so you would be water. So my water people will go here. Okay? A 0 and a 5 is earth. Don't go yet. 0s and 5s are earth. How many earth do we have? Woo! Good. So my earth people will go right in here. And my mineral people are 4s and 9s. So who are my minerals? Great. So you guys will all go over here. And then last but not least are my nature people, which are 3s and 8s. Great. So can we move around and get into our groups? 2s and 7s are there, yes? The last digit of your birth year. Thank you for making me sound smarter. So 2 7s, fires there, water's here, earth's here, minerals here, and nature's there. So can I see my fires are right here? My waters are right here. My earths are right here. My minerals are here. Yeah, and my natures are here. So fire is very exciting, and I want to repeat that everybody is fire is in some degree, but this is the fire clan. These are the dreamers. These would be the ones that you take your dreams to. These would be the ones that hold the vision for the village. Woo! These would be the ones that help with that intuition. My goodness. So if you're in balance with your fire, you can hold that fire in a great way. But if there's too much fire in the village, you might be a little stirred up and get a little edgy and angry. Fire is the connection to the ancestors. Fire helps you to warm your village up and remind them that spirit is the ultimate connection. That without spirit, things just don't work out. It's that simple. That if you don't have spirit in your village, if you don't have a deep connection to your lineage, to the masters, to the stars, to all of those that have come before us, life is just hard. So that's why it's so important we have these fire people. Well, let me go back to this. It's even so funny that when things have happened to me, and that I'm a little bit out of my fire or running too fast, which I've been known to do from time to time, that my pinky on my hand, I've jammed it before. That represents fire on your hands, or my big toe. And I know that sounds really weird, but it's happened. It's like, okay, Susan, slow down. You're trying to do too much. And that goes for you all too, because everybody's got everything in them. So there's little signs. So I want to have you experience fire for a moment. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take 4 deep breaths. If you go there, let's speak again. Thank you. And then I want you to call in your ancestors. I want you to call in all those that have walked with you, those that you know, those that you don't know, but those who know you best and know what you need the most. And I want you to have a conversation with your ancestors, with spirit, with the ones that love you the most, those on the other side. I want you to have a real conversation. If you're feeling out of balance in your fire, if you're feeling like you don't have a strong enough connection to spirit, tell them you need to feel them more, that you want to feel their warmth, that you need to know that they're walking with you every day, every moment, in every way. Ask them to give you a sign so that you know that they're with you, or a feeling, or just a knowing. Ask them to give you the strength and the courage to know you can do your vision in the world. Ask for their love. And breathe it in again. And then when you're ready, come back in the room. knowing that Spirit is with you and that your fire has been lit up and that your soul is bright and necessary. So these are fire questions. So these would maybe be things that you would look at, like that would help you think about your deeper connection to Spirit. So how do you talk to Spirit? That's a question. How do you talk to Spirit? Do you talk to Spirit? Can anybody answer me? Do they talk to Spirit? Do you talk to Spirit? Yes? No? It's important, don't you think? So if you're feeling out of balance in your fire, you're feeling like you're stuck and you need something to be burnt away, they're your people, right there. That's who you go to. If you have a dream that needs to be interpreted, that would be the fire people. So I have a little ritual you can use when you're at home that they do in the Dagara. Every morning when they wake up, they wrap their arms around themselves. They welcome them back from their dream world. And they ask to have them walk with you throughout the day. It's just a small ritual that the Dagara do every day, to be reminded that they're not walking alone. So next we're going to go to my water people. Let me see my water people. Water helps you go with the flow, right? The water people, their gift is that they help you feel. I mean, really, if we don't feel, and when we cry, it's like giving our ancestors and the spirits food, because they want you to release your sadness and your fears, right? They help you go with the flow. They help you dive deep into what's going on. They help you really be at peace. So what water is really good about is if there's an argument in your village or something feels snarky and out of place, they'd send water people in. Water people, go in there, do your work, help bring peace into the situation. So you are the peacemakers. Does that feel right for you guys? It also helps you to cleanse, to let go, and then really to be able to find your flow. So we're going to do another little meditation about finding your flow. How's that feel? So I want you to close your eyes again. Take deep breaths, because water is life. Without water, there is no life. Water runs through us. So imagine that you have a faucet above your crown chakra, and you're turning it on. And it's connecting with your water. And you speak to the water. Maybe you're not feeling like you're in your flow. Or maybe you're flowing too fast. But breathe in that element of water and connect with the water that is within you. Let's imagine the top of your crown opening up, connecting with your water, with your flow, Imagine that water coming in and going into your brain, removing the thoughts that get in your way of your flow, cleansing your eyes, going down into your ears, clearing your throat, moving down into your heart, going into all 4 chambers, clearing out the sadness, moving into your belly, into your organs, cleansing you, healing you, opening you to your flow, to your water, down into your hips, into your legs, into your knees, into your calves, into your feet, down into the earth. And let the water do that for 3 minutes more, just cleansing you, allowing your flow, balancing you, balancing your fire with your ancestors still all around you, giving you warmth. It's helping you with those feelings, those fears that sometimes get in your way, moving them through and sending it down into the earth with the love and the support of your ancestors, your spirit guides, your knowing. Water is life. It brings you peace. It helps you move through the world with a gentleness and with ease. Ask the water to work with you. Ask it to bring you in balance. Ashe. Gently come back into the room when you're ready. The water, the color of water is blue and black. It's your middle finger and your middle toe. It's really quite gentle, isn't it, when you let the water flow through you? It has this sweetness and this softness about it that I love. And believe me, I'm fire. I need to learn to love water more. And when I struggle, I take time with water. I go down to the water. I have water in my home. I sometimes put a bowl out in my house when I'm feeling like my fire is too churned up. There's all kinds of things. When I take my shower, I think about the water and how it can heal me, how it can move me in ways that I need to be open to. Saturday and Monday, I didn't talk about what days, but those would be days I would focus on doing a water ritual. And in the Dagara tradition, their biggest ritual was a grief ritual, because water helps you move through your grief. So for those of you that were at the ritual I did the other night, the fire ritual, you felt the fire, right? Those of you that came, and the heat of the fire and the warmth. Another aspect would be doing a water ritual to help you to feel the water and get into the flow and be able to release that which is holding you back. So these would be questions that you would ask yourself to see if, am I in my flow? Do I feel peaceful today? Am I feeling a little too snarky? Like a little edgy? So that's what these water people, you would go to them when you're feeling like you're not in your flow and you're not at peace, or you need some help with peace in your family or in your home. You would go to the water element. You would ask them for guidance of how can I bring more peace into my home? What do you think, water people? Can you do that? So here's one of the morning rituals you could do. You call in your ancestors, your teacher guides, and all the spirit allies that you have. And the first thing that touches you, the first water that touches you, you speak to it. You ask for it to help you, to bring peace into your life, and to align you with that peace throughout the day. I know people that use this, that sometimes in their work in offices, if they're feeling like there's a lot of anger going on, they'll just take a glass of water and hold it in their hand. Or drink it. Or go wash their face. I mean, it's just small little things you can do to just kind of bring you back into alignment. You know, between meditation and doing these rituals, we've got it, right? So, my earth people. Yay, earth. Earth is about nourishment. It's about love. It's about being grounded in your body. It's about the physical. It's about your sense of identity. They make you feel at home, earth people. They're all about the home. They usually have aspects of them that really want their home a specific way. And that can go with other people too, but earth people, they're all about it. The hardship of being an earth person is sometimes you love so much that you forget to love yourself. Is that true? Do we not have many earth people? Who's my earth? Oh, we do. Yay, I like seeing it. So these, they help with broken hearts. So this time, to feel the earth, I want you to lay down. Can you kind of lay down? And if you can't, just imagine that you're really sinking down into the earth. And if you're not laying down, just imagine that you're connecting your entire body to this mother of all mothers. Feel that earth underneath you. The earth has a heartbeat just like us. Breathe in and out. Call in all of your guides, your ancestors, those that have come before you, and ask them to come around you as you connect with the mother of all mothers. Feel that breath of the earth come up into your body. Nurturing every cell. Ask for it to help you to heal those places in your heart that feel sad. Ask for the earth to send you so much love and to nourish you from your feet all the way up to your head, filling you with love, with nourishment, filling you in your own home, which is your body. Let it fill you. You are love. Every ounce of you deserves to be filled by the Mother, and in that filling you can love more fully too. Imagine yourself sinking down, down, down into the Ma. That it's covering you, making sure that you fill all the way up. It may even tell you what you need to be nourished more, or what your heart is calling you to do. Trust the Mother. Trust your heart. And when you're ready, gently and easily and slowly come back, thanking the Mother for the work it has done. How are you feeling? Huh? Grounded. I love it. Exactly. I love it. So much love. So your thumb and your pinky toes are the signs of earth. And I have to tell you, I struggled with my thumb. I had an incident where my thumb really caused me quite some pain, and I had things going on in my family that I had to deal with. And it made me know I really had to deal with it. I don't have any problems with it anymore, thank goodness. But it's funny how your body can give you signs, right? Like your body really speaks to you. And we ignore it sometimes, and sometimes it gets louder and louder until we take a break and we look at what it is that we need to nurture and nourish ourselves with, right? So you would go to these wonderful earth people, and they would really know how to nurture you and nourish your gift. Because this all leads us to when we are our medicine and in our medicine wheel, we are really full. and able to give our gift to the world better. So some of the questions I'm going to ask you is, how do you take care of yourself? Do you take the time to really take care of you? It's important. So when you're feeling ungrounded, exhausted, go to the earth. Ask the mother to help you. Take time. What makes you, and ask, what does your heart need? It's valuable questions, right? Because if your heart's not full, it's really hard to bring your vision out into the world. It's really hard to do your job here on the earth. So walk with the earth. All you have to do is imagine your feet sinking into the ground and pulling that energy up when you're feeling exhausted. Because the mother is always there and available for you. So, mineral people. Where are my mineral people? Yay! How are you all doing? My mineral people are the storytellers. You help people align with their gift. You help change stories. You help people to live a new story. You're the communicators. You know when a story needs to be shared, and you know how to do it well. So as people would come, you help people to break patterns. Because you know how you can get into your head and you can redo it over and over again, or you notice that your life keeps doing that one thing that you say you're not going to keep doing, and there it is again. It jumps right out again, right? You guys would help us. And you carry that wisdom in your bones. Like Sobonfu would say, shake it off. Like, let your bones get a little loose so you can get rid of that thing that you're carrying in it, so that you can wake up to the wisdom. Because it's believed in the Dagara tradition that you carry the wisdom of all lifetimes in your bones. Interesting thought, right? In fact, Greg Friedman and I are doing a ritual around minerals after the conference that's about what story do you need to change that keeps working you, that you just can't get rid of. It's the minerals that can help you do that. Isn't it interesting that minerals are in our computers? So what story do you need to get free of? And I love those mats downstairs and all the things with the minerals. I mean, minerals can change a vibration. I mean, they've come from long ago. They are the storytellers. I'd certainly like to. When I was in the village, in the African village that Sobonfu was a part of, one of my friends brought a mineral from America to Burkina Faso. And in the Dagara, you have the elders, and there's always two. There's always a man and a woman from each element that makes a decision on what's going on in the village. And so she was a mineral person. So she brought a gift for the mineral elders, and she had it in her pocket. And the mineral elder was probably from here to you, sitting, and we didn't speak the same language. And she has it in her pocket, and he keeps looking at her. And he's looking at her. And he's kind of looking at her like this, and she's getting a little bit uncomfortable, And I said, "Do you have that mineral with you?" And she said, "Actually, I do. It's in my pocket." And so she took it out of her pocket, and she went over and she gave it to him. And he sat there. We watched him. It was amazing. We watched him communicate to that rock. or get the wisdom of that rock. And in fact, Sobonfu said later, like, why didn't I think of that? That they would understand more of what happens in America by actually having a rock from there. Crazy, right? But it makes sense because they carry the stories from where you're at. So I just thought that was fascinating. And even though I didn't speak his language, I was fascinated just to sit there and watch him communicate to that rock. And I so wished I knew what he had to say, because I am sure he could have told me a lot about what I needed to think about differently in the United States. So we're going to do another ritual, but this time what I want you to do is I want you to stand up. Everybody stand up and stretch. Because, we have to move and go and do, and there are times when we just need to connect to ourselves in different ways. So just stretch and feel your bones. Imagine connecting to your bones in a bigger way. Move them, let them imagine breathing into them, awakening that wisdom that lies within your bones. That wisdom, not just from this lifetime, but I believe from all lifetimes. And then once you do that, I want you to stand, and I want you to stand in a meditation. I want you to feel your ancestors coming around you. Ask them to come close. Ask them for their warmth. Take a moment and ask the fire, which is your ancestors, to heat your bones up. And I want you to think of one thing that you want to no longer do the same way. And I want you to feel it, the fire, burning it out. Letting the fire let go of it. Feeling the fire in your bones, releasing. And then imagine the top of your head opening, and the water comes, and it moves through you, releasing that pattern, that thought, moving it through your body and into the earth. And feel that. And then let the earth come up through your feet. Connecting to the mother to nourish your bones, to nourish your stories. One thing that we do is we feed our ancestors. In the Dagara tradition, you feed your ancestors. So if you're eating with me, you'll notice I put a little bit of food on the side of my plate before I eat. So just in honor of them, just to let them know that I know they're working with me and that they love me. And then I let the animals eat them afterwards. When I'm home, I put them outside so that they can feel more they can also get a benefit out of it, the nature spirits. Any other questions up to this point?
Thank you. Okay, I said when you say call your ancestors, do you mean the deceased ones?
The deceased one, yes.
Oh.
All ancestors are deceased.
But they might have found a new body by now. Then how to reconnect?
How can you connect to your ancestors?
That's because some of the souls might have found a new body by now.
They're still in body now?
They might have found a
Well,
body
you know what's
by now.
interesting is Sobonfu would talk about that. She would say that if your ancestor had passed away, and there would be another ancestor with a similar energy that would step in for you. I love that, because who's to say maybe my parents are back in another form, but I can still feel the energy of what they felt like to me on the other side. Does that help?
Currently, I cannot connect. Maybe I'll keep this thought in my mind.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Okay, I have two questions. Do our dreams differ? Like we have 5 elements for each one of us. Do we dream differently?
You know, that's a great question. You may dream differently, but there may be times you dream the same. I think because you have all the elements in you, you could dream different than anyone in here, possibly. But I do believe that if we take the time to look at it, it would be interesting to see it from your elements perspective. Does that make sense?
Yes. And another question is, when you ask for a symbol or signal from your ancestor, like for a sign, whether they're present or not. Like, I'm from Earth. Do I look at the earthly things to get an answer, to get a reply, or?
I think you can get them from any element can give you a sign, since you have them inside. Is that what you're asking?
No, like the water people, they will look a sign at water, like the water flow or the sprinkles or rain, like show me a sign. And for Earth, like do we see the wind flowing through, you hit up with the sand dunes, like for a sign?
I'll give you an example of a sign that I've had before from my ancestors. How about that? When my father passed away, he always loved red cardinals. Those are birds in the United States. They're really pretty red birds. And so I was sad because I moved to California and they don't have red cardinals in California. They just did in Virginia, where I was born. And so I was feeling disconnected and sad. I had moved to another area. I didn't know people, and I didn't have my father. When he would come to me as a bird, I'd know, like I'd say, "Dad, I need a sign. Come on, I need to know you're with me and you're helping me." And I would see this funny-looking bird in Virginia with this weird beak that the other cardinals didn't have. And I was with Sobonfu, and she said, without even knowing it, I looked at her, and I was like, "Is that my dad?" And she said, "Yes, he comes down as a bird here." Well, California, I wasn't getting any signs, or I didn't think I was getting any signs from my dad or my ancestors. And I went down to the beach. I said this prayer like, "Come on, Dad, I just want to know you still have my back. You know, that you're with me walking, and that you think it's good I'm here," because I had left home for the first time. I'd left the area that I had been raised in. And I went down to the beach, and I picked up immediately the next day, the first thing I saw on the beach was this piece of driftwood that looked just like a cardinal, like somebody had carved it. And over top was a wand, and my mother's name was Wanda. And so my dad and my mom were both laying on the earth, waiting for me at the beach, waiting me to pick it up and see that I was still being taken care of. I mean, it was so sweet, and I felt so much love. So they can come to you in all kinds of signs. And just They're in your heart. They're with you all the time. Even if you don't get a sign, you know that they're here with you, walking with you. Did that help?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
So I'm just going to go back to her question, the first lady as well,
Okay.
so I can repeat it. So two things. Her first question was, which was also of interest to me, is that when somebody passes over, right, we call them our ancestors. Now they stay in this bardo state, right, where we can like communicate with them and they can come down to us.
Yes.
And then they reincarnate into a different form.
Sure.
So when we call on these ancestors, if they're not in the bardo state, okay, now let's just say my grandparents passed away.
Yes.
Right, and now they've already reincarnated. So when I call on these ancestors, who am I calling on if they have already reincarnated?
Somebody else will step up for you.
Right.
I mean, ancestors are all beings, if you think about it. They're masters that are on the other side. There's all kinds that are your ancestors. You're not just limited to your lineage. So somebody will step in knowing what they can help you with the most for what you need.
Okay. And my second question was that now I haven't really been very connected to my grandparents. I just have, I mean, they're my parents' parents, but I don't really have any form of association or
Right.
feelings or anything of that sort, right? And they've passed on. So what I want to understand is that I'm sure there are a lot of people who've either never met their grandparents or, you know, are a little disconnected. So in that case, one, why does that happen? And two, when you do want to connect with them, I mean, you're connecting with them, if you haven't been able to connect with them in a human form in itself, why would you be able to connect with them in a spiritual form?
Well, I believe that sometimes, I mean, sometimes our parents have not been always nice to us. Sometimes it's been really hard. I believe that when they're on the other side, they know they've made mistakes. And maybe they're really even sad that they didn't get to know you. I think all beings on the other side want to ascend and get higher too, and they want you to do work for them here so that they can also heal on the other side. And so I think they show up for us because they are our cheerleaders, wanting things to be better for us than it was for them. That's what I think, but I think everybody has the right to think that the way they do. You know, I don't think there's one way to know, but that's what I believe. Did that help? Good. Anybody else have a question at this point? Yes. Great, Destiny of Souls.
Yeah, there's a book called Destiny of Souls. He talks about how each soul chooses a journey and everything. In that, he mentions that even if our ancestors are reincarnated, there is an essence still present.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
And
There's
that's
still
what we
something that
connect
steps
to.
up.
Yeah, and our soul, whether we connect to the people or not, our souls are connected. And once they move over, our spirit is connected. As people, we may not get it, but yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Any other questions? Pardon me?
Don't you, this Dagara have a space element of a space?
Oh, of air, you mean?
No,
kind of
I mean space.
space, yes. It's
is-
they feel that's all around their wheel.
Okay.
Yes. She's up there first.
Thank you. So my question is, it's about my mom and how she left this body was very miraculous. She was suffering from cancer, and when doctors gave up, she took this that till I die, I'm not going to eat or drink anything. But day by day, she kept on improving. And she got that enlightenment where I was seeing everything, you know. And it was so miraculous that being a Jain and non-vegetarian, and we believe in all this. So what happened was the whole our community came to see her, and she became a saint also, in the full enlightenment state where she's not eating. And she became so conscious. She wasn't knowing about the date or the day, but she said, this is Navratri time going on. And we were like, how do you know? You don't even know that. And all that happened. So I started believing there is something beyond. Then she said, 6th day, I'll become a saint. And then she got permission for that. With the Guru's permission, this happens. And then she said, after 2 days, I will be no more. And it was like my love, my brother's love, father's love, her brother's love, and the whole community also. Each one was loving her so much, but we couldn't stop her, but we were very happy how she left in full enlightenment. So now my question is, so if I call her, my brother calls, or her brother calls, or you know, how does a soul chooses whom she wants to help? Or
I think they help us all. They aren't in a body, so they aren't limited. I think that they can come
and
help
I
us
feel
all.
like so many times my brother sees her and I'll be like, why I'm not seeing her? And I loved her so dearly. She loved me. The bond was so strong.
Maybe she knows you carry her in your heart. Maybe she knows you don't have to have that to know that she's with you.
I need her so much.
Well, then you tell
I
her.
want her so much.
Speak to her.
And how do I do that?
Speak to her. She'll let you know. You don't know. It may be the butterfly that crosses your path.
Or maybe I don't get to know the signs.
Just notice the signs. And know she's right there with you all the time. I believe that. You're a walking embodiment of her. You carry her essence.
Yeah, I believe in that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So is it that the people of fire clan, will they be needing more of water clan? Because in case the fire lights up too much.
Well, that's a great question because I was going to go into that after I went through the
I
elements.
will like to add one sentence more in that
Sure.
question, because I'm fire and my husband is water, and we are really complementary. So this will add up more to this belief that this thing really works. Fire needs water, more of it.
Fire definitely we need more water for fire. That's absolutely true. And when I would do your actual medicine wheel, if we go back and look at the wheel, look at how the fire is smaller than the water. So when you see that chart in there that has write your name and all that down, if you note, I would multiply that by 3, because no matter what your fire is. And if you have too much fire in your home, put a lot of water, like have water all around, and wear blue and black, the colors, and use those colors to help calm down the fire in your home.
Okay, everything that signifies the water clan, I should be using more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is one of that, because he's a water. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Anybody else before we move on? Is nature ready? Are you being so, nature is the trickster of the wheel. They're usually the jokers. They usually like to have a lot of fun. Let's see. Here we go. And they help people to be real. They help people to take off their mask. There you go. And they help you to really be more playful in life. little more joyful, right? I mean, they help you they help with transformation and change. I mean, it's natural. You watch nature. What happens with nature? It just naturally goes through change. It's just part of life. Nature changes. You put the seed in, you plant the seed, from the seed it starts to grow, it gets bigger, it dies, it rebirths, and it keeps going. So nature people are all about, oh, interesting, you know how you put this finger? Is where you put your marriage ring, right? Because you go from single to being married. So you put that ring on. It signifies change. You just changed your status of your relationship. I think that's kind of fun, that it works that way. Nature, you know how you are. You're playful. You connect with the nature spirits, with the animals, with the birds, with the flowers. It's fun. And it's hard. Change can be difficult. We struggle with change sometimes. Sometimes our minerals or our fires, our minerals can get stuck in the story. They need nature people to come help them change the story, right? It's a wonderful thing that how much you can help one another by coming together. That each element has a gift that it brings, and you help that transformation take place. So are you ready to do a little meditation around nature? So let's close your eyes again. And this one, I want you to really take your time because we're going to connect with all of the medicine that's in your medicine wheel. Let's take 10 breaths together. Nice, slow breathing. And call in your ancestors and the ascended masters, all of those that have come before you, that love you, the angels, all of your guides, all of the Star Nation. Have them come close. Ask them to get you to feel the warmth of them, to feel that deeper connection to them. Have them come close. Feel their sweetness that surrounds you, that's inside of you. Feel their warmth. Feel their goodness.
Feel the courage that they give you, the strength, their love. Take it in. They are with you. They want what's best for you. Tell them how you love them. Speak to them like they're your friend. They are. They're your friends. If they've hurt you, tell them how you've felt hurt and how you need healing. Tell them that they matter. Feel the power that they send to you. Open yourself even more fully to their love. Ask them to walk with you wherever you go. Ask for the fire to align you with your passion, your purpose, your deeper knowing. Tell them your dreams and what you want and how you want to heal the world. Call upon the spirit of water. Open yourself up. Connect to the water that lies within your own body. Connect to the movement. Connect to the feeling of water and how it helps you to dive deep into that knowing that you carry that is unique and special to you. Ask the water to help you with your sadness. Ask the water to help you to move through your grief. To cleanse you. Tell the water you were grateful with how it lets you to be cleansed. Water is powerful. It is gentle. It can be strong. It can help you to release those burdens that you feel you are shouldering all by yourself. It helps you to release the sadness. You don't have to carry it by yourself anymore. Let water move through you.
tears is food for our ancestors. Continue to let it flow through you. Connect to the movement that's within you. Know that you are able to let go. Call upon the earth spirits. The earth that nurtures you. Ask the earth to fill you up. Ask the earth to go to places in your body that is struggling physically, emotionally, spiritually, in whatever way. Ask the earth to come into you, to hold you. Feel the womb of the earth loving you, embracing you, nurturing you. Open up again even more and let that energy in. Let it fill those places that you didn't even know needed to be filled. Ask it to come into your heart so that you can open it even more fully to love yourself and to love all beings on this planet and all planets of the world and of all worlds. Call in that nurturance. And if you think you've done it enough, do it and ask for even more. Because so often we feel depleted. Ask it to fill your mind with love so that that monkey chatter stops. Open your heart even more. And imagine there's so much love there that you're so full and that you are truly soulful. Call in and connect to the mineral spirits. Ask for the wisdom that lies in your bones from all times to be remembered. Ask for the story of you and who you are to be brought in even fuller with the support of all the loved ones. The wisdom of your bones, the wisdom of that deeper knowing that's within you. Imagine nature has come in, and you are this beautiful part of nature. You're a tree. you get rooted into the earth. Your roots go so deep down. Your branches, each of you have different trees within you. Each of you, your nature is a different way. Feel that nature. Look around and see what's with you, what nature is speaking to you. Ask to take off that mask that keeps you hidden so that you can bring your light, your uniqueness out into the world more fully. And feel that. You no longer have to pretend. You can just be you, and that's enough. You are strong. You are rooted. You are important. You are valuable. You are love. And when you're ready, come back into the room. How was that experience for you all? Did you feel it? Yes? No? How's everybody doing? Yeah? Is it hard for you all to be yourself in this world? Do you find it's difficult, or is it getting easier and easier because of meditation and being at this beautiful pyramid? It's easier, right? I think it's easier because we have community. I think it's easier because we have these masters here that you have wonderful teachers and wonderful people supporting you in your growth. Lots of people don't have that. Lots of people are alone in the world, right? It's our obligation. It's our obligation to share, to be available, to be open-hearted, to be there when your friend's sad. You know, the best thing that water people do, the best thing that I can tell you, when I'm sad, yes, I meditate, but you know what else I do? I call somebody and say, I am sad. I am so sad and I need you. Can you show up for me? Look around this room. I don't see many communities like this. I get to travel everywhere, and the hearts in this room are amazing. Each person that's come up to me, I have felt so loved, and my heart is open even more from being here with you. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? The best thing you can do is, if you're having a difficult time with changes and transformation, go be in nature. Take time. Notice what's out there and always available for you. Right, nature? I mean, I don't know about you, but I sometimes just have to move around and walk in nature and look around and see how darn lucky I am to be in this world. We're blessed. And it's a lot more than having money. isn't it? It's about sharing our gifts in the world. It's about really learning what it is to connect from our hearts. You are here for a reason. You're a well, healthy, powerful being who has chosen to bring something unique into this world. How many people are ready to bring that uniqueness out into this world? Come on now. Are you ready to talk about it? Are you ready to step into it? Let's all make a decision that we're ready to say yes to stepping into ourselves fully, and yes to being a powerful being, and yes to knowing that we can do it. But you know what? You have a better chance of doing it when you're connected like this than ever doing it when you're alone. So I want you to take a moment and turn to the people all in your group. I want Earth to look at Earth, nature to look at each other. I want you to make a little circle with each other, and I want you to have a little talk about what it feels like to be those elements. So in that little notebook that I gave you, that little handout, I want you to take a moment and look at the questions. And I also would like one person in the group to count how many people are in each element, because I'm curious to see if it's a balanced group, right? So I've got my fire over here, my water here. Is everybody in the water all sitting together so you can see each other? Earth, mineral, and nature. Huh? Right here, you're 8. You're the nature. 28 people. Wow, that's so cool. How many do I have in my mineral group? Can somebody count that for me? How many are in the mineral group? Can you look at each, get in a circle so you can see each other? Wow, we get a lot of fire in this group. We have a lot of visionaries here, right? 32? 43 with me. Wow. That's awesome. How many in my water group? How many? Oh, you're counting. Oh, that's good. It's good to have a lot more water than fire. Uh-oh. We got to start wearing some blue in this group. We need more water. They have 22 to our 33. Wow. How many earth do I have? How many? 9. Oh my. We need to wear yellow too, right? 10. Whew, good, we got another one. How many mineral? Nice size, guys. How many nature? All of you all are nature in this group? Wow, I don't think I've ever seen so many natures in one group. No, no, that would be more water, but the nature group is more playful than any other group in the room, and you like to stir up a little mischief. I'm fire. Wow. So if you were in the wheel, can you imagine, we have a lot of nature and we have a lot of fire, which is very cool because that's transformation, but we need more water and more earth and more mineral. So that means, what would happen if you have too much fire in a group? What would you do? You'd always have water around, right? Thank goodness we have that water out there. It helps us out. It helps to bring us in balance. So look at those questions. I want you each to look at the questions of your element. If you open up that packet, there's questions in your element. And I want you to just spend a few minutes talking amongst yourself about those questions. So just to let you all know, I want you to know something before you get going or we change, is you have all of these elements in you. If you look at that one page where you see it says determine your clan, but in your notebook, there's actually a page that has all of the elements on it, that has spaces for your name and your birth date. If everybody can just hug and connect for a moment, and then let's turn around and gather again. Hug yourself. And each other, too. So how was that experience, everybody? Oh, thank you. Speaking of water. How's everybody doing? So I want to just end with something. Well, with two things. How's my fire doing? How are my visionaries doing? Pardon me? Well, we are fire. We like to amp it up, right? So I want you to think about something, guys, before you leave. I want you to see that page in your notebook that has the name on it, and it has all the elements. If you put your name in that with your date of birth, you'd see that you have all of the elements within you. Sorry. Guys, do you get that everybody has fire in them? Do you get that everybody has water in them? Do you get that everybody has earth in them? Do you get that everybody has mineral in them? And nature. So if you look at your own individual chart, you may feel like you're not in the right element. But that's your clan, but you have all of them. And you may have more than you think in certain parts of it. So that would be a deeper class to take you deeper into it. But I just wanted you to have a taste of what it feels like to deal with the elements, right? So my last statement to you is, we come to this earth for really one reason. And it's to bring our uniqueness and our medicine out into the world. And I am better if you're better. She's better if he's better. And it goes round and round and round. And if we know that we have community, and you are so blessed here to have this community. Look at these amazing people. I just want you to look at the beginning. Remember when you connected and how that felt? I'd like you throughout the rest of this week, the last 2 days, to take the time to really look in each other's eyes. Take the time to see that we're not that different. We carry different gifts, but we all are here to make a change in the world. And it's not going to happen with one person. It's going to happen because we all do it.
I've only felt this kind of love in one other place. And I thought, wow, I'm so blessed to be in Africa in this village that made me feel so at home. And you all, and the energy you carry, has made me feel that same place here. And it's because I feel your gifts. I see it in your eyes. I see it when we hug. I feel it in my body. I know it in my bones. Live your medicine. Give your gift to the world. Don't let fear get in the way. Because we need you. The world needs you. It's time we step up, and let's step up together. Last thing is my friend and my teacher who passed away last year. Her 2 books are in the library, so if you'd like to read, this is the book that made me find her. And I always tell the story. I called her and called her and called her and called her. And I didn't know her. I had just read the book. And one day, she didn't have an answering machine. Who's written 3 books and doesn't have an answering machine? And she picked up the phone and she said, yes. And I said, yes, what? She said, yes, I will do what you want. And when I asked her later about it, she said, this fire woman's never going away. I better do what she says. And that was how my life started. So when you're called, step in and listen. Thank you so much. I love you all so much.
Did everyone enjoy meeting your clan and learning about yourselves? So come on up, Susan. Let's watch as we all give our love to Susan and let her know she is part of this family. Woo-hoo!